You are now tuned into Check This Out News. We connect the streets. Time to set it off for Check This Out News. America, wake up, wipe the cold out your eyes. It's becoming clearer by the day that blockchain technology has the potential to revolutionize the way we do business and provide solutions to many social and economic challenges that have created inequality and lack of transparency globally. With 2 billion adults worldwide that are still underbanked or unbanked, basically people with no bank accounts, a new blockchain startup is creating solutions that are geared towards servicing this audience. While traditional banks may be failing to see the benefit of working towards creating a more inclusive system, Latino-owned FinTech company Uulala see the huge untapped potential of this multi-trillion-dollar market. And with us, we have the CEO of Uulala, Oscar Garcia. What up, man?
I'm doing good over here in Southern California.
Oh, man, it's always sunny in Southern California, they say. So tell us a little bit about yourself and Uulala, Oscar.
Well, you know, I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've been a business person since, actually, before I was even in business. I used to be a diver for the U.S. Olympic team, or trying to become a diver for the U.S. Olympic team.
Wow.
But I ended up hitting my head on the 10-meter platform at a diving training session. So I never got to go to the Olympics.
Oh,
so business was my calling.
That's big, Oscar. I mean, I'm just listening to you kind of tell your story, but nonetheless, you're competitive because you're an athlete.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that's helped me out, right? I'm a man that was worth, when I met him, he was worth about $4 million. He told me I sucked. And
wow.
and that got me going, saying, okay, I'm bad at business now, but I can get better. And he said, I'll train you. So I brought this man coffee for 5 years, and not knowing that I learned his marketing techniques, his speaking abilities. So he actually became the #1 fastest growing company in the history of Inc. 500 for 3 years straight in the 90s.
Talk to him.
And then I left him and started my entrepreneurial career. Ended up designing websites, designing applications for everyone, like half of Las Vegas at one time. I did, something for them.
Wow.
But continued,
That's
and
big.
got into merchant services about 4 years ago. We were able to, I was a vice president of a company there where I brought them about $60 million in revenue in 9 months.
Cash money.
And that's where I learned that the Latin market is looking for technologies, and why work for someone else when they're making those decisions? Might as well start something for our culture ourselves.
Understood. Now, why are you specifically looking to help those who are unbanked in the Latino community?
Well, the Latin community, because obviously I'm a son of an immigrant, and there's a lot of rhetoric right now on, are they worthy, of being an American? I'm born here, right? I've made millions of dollars in my career, and I've brought millions of dollars to businesses. So the whole theme of are we worthy goes beyond the answer yes, because we're talking $2.3 trillion of the U.S. GDP is from Latinos, in America. So $2.3 trillion. That's not billion, that's trillion. The problem is that half the culture does not trust banks. And the big example is Wells Fargo just got fined $1 billion for overcharging Latinos and blacks. Basically, anyone who's a minority and anyone who's down in their luck or not part of the formal economy, they're going to be feed to death. Instead of helping the people who need it the most, they're taking more money from those people and taking less money from people who don't need the help. So there was a big need, and nobody was really addressing it. Everybody's kind of bypassing it, right? Cryptocurrency was supposedly going to answer that question. Bitcoin was going to be the savior, but when Bitcoin's $10,000, the guy making $1,000 a month doesn't care about that. He cares about paying his bills. So that's the short answer on why.
Understood. Do you have plans to get into the Asian, African, and Caribbean underserved markets as well?
Everyone, actually. See, our approach to growth hacking is know your market, and we know the Latin market. We actually have business partnerships right now. Like our seed capital came from business owners who have multi-service locations like insurance houses, tax preparers, immigration houses.
Gucci.
We got over 1,000 of them that we can touch. That's about 500,000 people a month. But the same thing we're doing here for this culture, we're going to be teaming up with other people that can tackle those cultures and actually find us partnerships where we can really engage with the black community, the Asian community, and anyone who's minority, the Muslim community. Right, at one time, everyone was a minority, but more than anything, it's the communities that are not as financially educated as others. And we need some different ways to become financially credible, and gamification and using cryptocurrency and blockchain can give us that method, right? We can incentivize people to pay their bills. And if they pay their bills, what if that act of paying your bill can actually give you a microcredit loan? That's how we're going to do it. So first it's the Latin community, and then we're going to go after the rest of the world because we know in the next 24 months we can actually get 5 to 10 million users just in the Latin community alone.
Wow. Now, blockchain seems to be taking over the world. How are you using it in your company?
Well, the biggest thing that you needed to disrupt the banking industry is a system that can be undeniably true, right? So either you have a big institution that says this information is true, or you use the blockchain. So the blockchain, think about it. If I record something on the blockchain that exists in multiple computers, let's say 5 computers, and I try to change that information and say, I didn't do ABC, I did EFG. Well, the other 4 computers will catch that lie and kill that entire transaction. So the blockchain brings trust. Nobody trusts Wells Fargo and Bank of America anymore. They know that they've lied, stolen, and cheated. Nobody trusts that your information is truly going to be saved in one person's server, like Target, for instance, that got hacked, or TransUnion that got hacked. Nowadays, they're saying, hey, it's not trusted in one server. Can we trust the blockchain, to do a better job? And so far, the answer is yes.
Next question, please.
Can you tell us what gap in the market Uulala looks to fill?
Well, again, we're talking about the Latin market. The gap in general is when you look at the banking structure, there's really about 10 steps is what we look at the banking structure, right? Step number 1 is you got cash. Now, step number 2 is you're paying your bills. Step number 3 is you're cashing your check. Step number 4 is maybe you have enough money for a bank account.
Secure your bag.
So really, when you look at it, there's a gap between 1 and 4, right? The banks and PayPal and everyone else expect you to have a bank account, a system already, to move money into their system. We're assuming you don't have anything. So we're looking at the gap at 1 to 4 and saying, how do you get cash in the system? We've actually created a technology that decentralizes ATMs and bank tellers and turns everyone into an ATM and bank teller, where it's peer-to-peer banking compared to walking into a bank that you don't trust or you hate standing in line anyway. So the same way Uber turned everyone into taxi cabs, we're going to turn everyone into walking, talking banks. So that's 1.
Perfect.
Second is there's another gap. We look at, having a bank account at 4 and then trying to do something at 5 and 6 where you're building up some kind of credit, and at 7 you're credit worthy, and then 8, 9, and 10 is really you build up your credit to an 800 FICO score. But look at what you have to do between 5 and 6. Who's really going to trust you with the first loan, right? And in the world of America, if the loan's not $1,000 or $5,000 or $20,000, they're just not counting that.
We have a problem.
So what we're saying is we're going to do micro loans of $20, of $10, of $50, of you paying just your bills. And because you pay your bills, those are credit-worthy activities. So we're going to bridge that gap of going from 0 to microcredit worthiness, from microcredit worthiness to full-blown credit worthiness. So we're touching something that nobody cares about. Nobody cares about the microcredit side of it, and we're solving it.
What is it about your offering that excites you the most?
Well, as you can tell with my whole voice and tonality, I live and breathe the passion of showing the world that $2.3 trillion is a no-joke situation. This is a sleeping giant that can crush competitors out there.
Won't stop.
And I laugh because, again, there's discrimination everywhere. And I was just reading a Forbes story where this is great black billionaire that went to lunch, and, he's already a billionaire, and yet the bankers, I'm not going to name names, that took him to lunch said, he was trying to pay the bills, and he said, I'm not going to let you pay the bills the day I let a black man pay the bill. And then he went on to say other things that are rude. That's discrimination. And, the only thing that solves it is taking more of market share away from companies that discriminate, that disrespect, that don't honor their customers. What excites me most is that we can now use technology to take what they're holding as a hostage, our money, our respect, our trust, our faith. If you can vote with your dollars and actually have your dollars work for you instead of work for someone else, then you can change lives. If you can change someone from a non-existent in a database to a credit-worthy, individual, you can change lives. Yeah! So for me, what I'm passionate about is exactly that. Changing lives and lifting as many people out of poverty, or giving them the ability to have a tool that can do that, so we can show the world that we can change things the right way. You don't have to make $7 trillion. That's what the banking industry makes. $7 trillion in the industry. You can make $2 trillion and put back $5 trillion in the hands of other people, and they can do good shit with it.
Bless up.
Man, Oscar,
that's what I'm excited about.
I love your passion, man. We appreciate you joining us on Check This Out. Any last words for our listeners?
Well, more than anything, whoever you are, what you're doing, just do it. If you're thinking about blockchain, think about technology, or thinking about backing a company, you're going to regret the stuff you don't do 10 times more than the stuff you do. And more than anything, now is the time. Technology is evolving again. The same way the internet evolved communication, blockchain technology, decentralized systems is evolving the way we do business. This is our opportunity to really be a part of a major shift. It's happening right in front of you. Don't hesitate. Don't think, just do. And if I can do anything to inspire you to at least change your life a little bit, then I will be honored to do that. So I thank everybody who's listening to this, and I hope they get off their butts and take advantage of what's going on with this technology.
Oscar Garcia, CEO of Uulala. Boy, it's a lot of fire right there, man. That's what it is right here on Check This Out News.